Today we're at New Market Battlefield, site of the 54th Pennsylvania's first major battle. The 54th Pennsylvania found themselves towards the rear of the column on May 15, 1864. As the lead elements of General Franz Sigel's army engaged the Confederates here outside of New Market, the 54th Pennsylvania escorted some of the Army's artillery and supply wagons from Woodstock to Mount Jackson. And that is Mount Jackson, that big mountain that's right in front of us there. It's about 8.5 miles away from where we're at right now. Around 2 p.m., the 54th Pennsylvania stopped at Mount Jackson and started to make coffee. Meanwhile, the battle grew in intensity here at New Market, and General Sigel sent orders for the rest of his infantry to make their way to the battlefield. Colonel Jacob Campbell later wrote, "I received orders to march rapidly toward New Market. Forming hastily, we were at once marched as directed." Lieutenant George Gageby remembered, "Long roll sounds, fall in and start for the front." The men reluctantly left their fires and hastily formed with tin cups in our hands and the coffee partly made and marched. Another courier met the regiment at Rude's Hill with another frantic order from General Sigel to cover the distance to New Market as quickly as possible. Colonel Campbell ordered the 54th Pennsylvania to march the last 2.5 miles at the double quick. Once the lead elements of the regiment started to arrive, General Sigel ordered the 54th Pennsylvania into line on the left flank of the 1st West Virginia. Colonel Campbell dismounted and looked over the ground and organized his regiment, partly shielded from the fire of the enemy by the crest of a hill in our front. So we are actually looking north on Route 11. The 54th Pennsylvania would have marched down that road, and in this little gully that is directly towards our front would have formed their battle lines. Shortly after dismounting, Colonel Campbell's frightened horse ran straight into the rebel lines. Not only did Colonel Campbell lose a fine claybank horse, but also all his trappings, which included a valuable pair of holster pistols. While the 54th tried to form a battle line, General Sigel ordered General Stahl's cavalry to cover the retreat of some infantry. General Stahl's cavalry charged up the valley pike, but fire from the Confederate infantry and artillery broke up the charge and sent the cavalrymen streaming to the rear in confusion. Many fled back down the valley pike and did not stop until they reached Mount Jackson. The retreating cavalry rode through the ranks of the 54th Pennsylvania. Private Spangler recalled, "The cavalry now broke and ran through our ranks, and a number of our men were hurt." Sergeant David Bryan added, "Cavalry broke through our line and put us in some confusion for a spell, but we got our line closed up for the battle." Colonel Campbell ordered the 54th Pennsylvania to finish their deployment, yelling above the roar of battle, "By companies, right front into line," and added, "Boys, give them hell." A grove of cedars and a small rise in the ground sheltered the regiment as they moved from a column of divisions, 2 companies in line with each other, into a regimental front. Lieutenant Gageby recalled the men filed to the right into a meadow north of a ravine down which a stream of water was running. He continued, "There was a grove of small trees in this ravine. We formed our line, then moved forward through the grove to the brow of the ridge. There we waited." Thank you for watching this episode of In the Footsteps of the 54th.